Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I just want to show you an updated video of all the plants that I have in my home before we move into the autumn and winter season. So the first plant that you see here is the Ficus Nikki. So I've been looking for a very large size of the rubber plant tree so that they just put like a nice statement in the spaces that I want in my home. But this one I haven't really decided where I want to put yet. So this plant is from Plant Circle. So I've been looking for a large size. So all these bottom leaves here, when I got it, they were a little bit burnt. So they had these little burnt marks. So I do still have some of the leaves that had burnt marks, but I removed the ones that were like really bad condition. So all these bottom leaves I had to remove. And what I did was that I had a smaller plant. So all these bottom leaves is from my original plant, and I just kind of potted together so the bottom doesn't look so empty. And I think it looks really well now because it doesn't have much of the empty space. So all this leaves here is from my original plant from plnts.com, and top here is from Plant Circle. So I just kind of repot them together so that it looks a bit full, doesn't look empty. So I believe the leaves that you remove at the bottom, it doesn't grow back. So that's why I wanted to repot the two plants together. So you can see the variegations of this one is very, very pretty. Has all these large leaves. I think the new leaves that comes out would be all these nodes. So I don't think the bottom leaves, they would grow back from the stem. I'm not quite sure. But this is the first plant that I have here. And moving on to this side of the room is my other ficus tree. And this one I've been looking for a very long time. So this is the Ficus Burgundy one. And I just love this one. So the same thing happened with this one. I had to remove some of the burnt leaves. So there are some of them that are still a bit burnt, and I did the same thing. And I don't really want to remove too much of the bottom because it will look so bare looking. So maybe in the future, if I do find another of this plant, like a smaller one, I might be able to repot it, and so that the bottom part would look more fuller. And I really like this one. So the variegations of this one is kind of like a tingy pinky red with the green and the cream variegations. So it's really pretty. I think the older leaves, there's not much redness through them compared to the top part. So it's really, really pretty. And this one's also from Plant Circle. So I was really happy that I was able to find like these plants in larger form because they're not very common, the Nikki and the Burgundy. So it's very uncommon to see them in a larger plant, and I just wanted to fill them in these corner spaces that I have in my home. So I was really glad I was able to see this on Plant Circle. So moving on to this side of the room. So this is the main attraction of my plants that I have here on this IKEA plant stand I have. So I have moved all my plants here on this shelf now since we're going into the autumn and winter season, and that's what I usually do. I just move the plants here. So all these small plants, they were originally from here on this window at the bottom here. So mainly all the small plants are here, and they're like mainly the Hoyas. So I'm going to go through this stand here. And the first plant is the Hoya Matil, and I really love this one. As you can see, all the splashes, and this plant actually grows very fast as well. It's really nice. So it was really it was very hard to see a Hoya plant, you know, like get a full size one, because usually with Hoyas you can only get them in smaller size. So it was really nice to able to purchase this large size. Really like this one. And then moving here is the Hoya Crimson Princess, and I really, really love this plant. It's so beautiful. I just love the variegations of this, the pink and the green. It's so pretty and it's doing really well. It's a really gorgeous plant. And then here beside it is another Hoya. This is the Hoya Crinkle 8. And I just love the leaves. They look like they have abs. So pretty. And this one has been giving me lots of new leaves as well. So this one is doing really well. And then moving on, here is the Hoya Chelsea. So this is just the normal one. So you can see that there are some leaves pushing through. And I like this small one here, looks like a real heart shape. And I just want to turn this around and show you this large leaf that popped over the summer. So this one is like a really large size leaf. I've never seen a Hoya Chelsea this size. So I was amazed when this when I got this new leaf, and you can see this one has kind of like splashes and variegations to it, which I've never seen in a Hoya Chelsea before, the normal one. So this plant is actually doing really well. So I might need to repot this next summer. So at the moment it's just in this space. And then this one here is another Hoya. This one, what's this one called? It's called, I think it's called the Ted Griffin or something. I think that's the name of it, I'm not quite sure. And I just love the leaves design on this one. They look kind of like real crocodile alligator looking. And the size of the leaf is massive. And I actually got this from Facebook Market, which I've joined it there this year, where you can actually purchase plants of people that they posted up there. So I found this one of a seller, and it was actually a very reasonable price as well. I was just amazed by the size of the leaves. And then moving on here, so I have all my small pots here, which I've originally had these by the window. So I've just moved it here because we're going into the autumn and winter season. So I'm going to start the ones at the front. So this one here is the Hoya Stardust, and I really love the variegation of this. Look, all those splashes. And this one is just a new leaf here. So this has been growing very well for me. So you can see all these new leaves here as well at the back. So it's really pretty. And this was actually, I only got this, I think I started off with 4 leaves. So I have given some of the leaves away. So yeah, it's really pretty. So this was originally like a small pot, and now I've just transferred to a larger size pot. And then this one here is another Hoya. I think this one is called the Hoya Tam Dao. I can't think of the name. I'm still kind of new to Hoya, so some of the names I'm not familiar with. And I just love this one as well. It has gorgeous leaves, and you can see some of the splashes as well. And this one has grown really well as well, and I have sold 4 leaves on this plant as well on Facebook Marketplace. And then this one here is from it's another Hoya, and this one is the Hoya Germany. I think it's called Pao Lao. And I got this one, these 3, I actually got these 3 from on Instagram. I recently saw some of the plant people on Instagram that are local in my country that were selling you know, cuttings. So I got these 3 plants off them. So I was really like happy that I was able to see some of the sellers in my local that were selling Hoyas. So this was started off as 2 leaves, so these 2 bottom leaves, and then has given me this leaf here, and then this leaf here, and then you can see there's a tiny leaf here which is taking ages to grow. So maybe because we're coming into the not so warm climate, it's taking ages to grow. So it's a gorgeous plant. I love the leaf size of this one as well. And then back here I just have some cactus. So this one is called like a bunny ears one, which I got in IKEA. And then this one is a rainbow cactus, and I really like this one because I actually saw this from Firefly in the room. She showed it this cactus, and I really fell in love with it. So I was able to purchase this online then afterwards. And then here's another cactus here at the back from IKEA. It's like a rat's tails cactus. So it's kind of cute. And then bottom here is Hoya Chelsea. So this one is taking ages to grow, and I got this as a 2-leaf from plnts.com, but one of them just kind of died on me for some reason. So you can see little note here which is not doing anything, but the back here you can see there is a leaf coming through, and it's taking ages. And I think with variegated plants, some of the Hoyas can take longer to come through. And then this plant here, I think it's called the Philonsa, Hoya Philonsa something. I can't think of the name of it. And this one's also same seller that I got from Facebook. And this started off as 2-leaf, so it has given me this leaf here and then this leaf here. And yeah, it's given me 2 leaves. As you can see, they're really shiny, and you can see a bit of like a fuzziness to them. So it's so pretty, this plant. I really like this, you know. And then the one here beside it is the Hoya Nikki. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I actually got this from Facebook Marketplace, and I actually saw this Hoya on Planned Parenthood. So when I saw it, I fell in love with it. So I was really glad that I was able to see a seller selling this plant. So it comes as a 3-leaf. I haven't got any new leaves from this yet, so it could be another slow grower. I just love the leaf shape of this one. It looks like a bit of like a heart shape as well. As you can see, all these leaves, they have these kind of like all these lines, and it just looks really like dragon looking, you know, type of Hoyas, you know, like something from like Mystic TV show. So that's why I really like them. So back here is the Hoya Parastica. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing some of the Hoyas correctly. So this one's also a slow grower, and I have given some of the leaves away. And as you can see here, this one here, sorry, so this one here is a new leaf that I got, and looks really nice, has the variegations on as well. I was just on the verge of giving up on this Hoya because it wasn't doing anything for me for ages, but then it pushes out a new leaf, so hopefully it will grow, give me more leaves. And then here's a Hoya, I think it's called the Crespitala or something. So this is the original green one, and also from Facebook Market. And I just love the leaves on this one as well. It's really pretty. And then this one here, I've been looking for this Hoya for ages. So this is the Hoya Compacta. It's the variegated one, which I really like. And I was able to see this online as well, because I always also wanted the I wanted a variegated one. And the other one that I really want is the I think it's called Mona La or something is called, the Hoya Mona La. I'm not pronouncing it right, I know. I apologize for that, but that one has kind of like a green and a cream variegation, I think that one is. So I really want that one. That one's on top of my list. Hopefully one day I will get that. But I think some of these Hoya compacted, they're slow growers, so maybe not many people are selling them at the moment. So I was really happy that I have this one now, so I just have to wait for the other one to have one day. So I'm going to this shelf here. So this is the Hoya Crimson Queen. This is also another beautiful Hoya, has the green and the cream variegations. And this one has some pink leaves. But I noticed the ones with the pure white ones that they can fall off. They don't tend to stay, and I have lost 3 of them, but this one hasn't discolored yet, so they're still hanging on. So originally I had this Hoya Crimson Queen, like a small size, and then I saw another one there in Johnstown Garden Center, like a fuller plant, so I actually put them 2 together so it looks more fuller. And what I noticed that a couple of days when I brought this plant home, the new one, it had mealybugs. So it's the first time I actually had a pest on my plant. So I was really a bit upset, because I do really like this Hoya, and you don't really come by these Hoya. So what I did was I just kind of disinfected the whole plant, and I left it for half an hour, and I just kind of rinsed it off. and has been okay ever since. I had a quarantine for ages, but haven't seen anything on this plant yet, touch wood, that it will stay that way. So yeah, that's the first time I had an infestation. And I think the reason for that is that where I bought the plant, the room was actually like a greenhouse, like it was very, very warm. And then I brought home to my home conditions, and I think with the different temperature, I think that's the reason that I got the mealybugs, because I think they like warm climates or something. So I think the switch in the temperature just kind of gave me the pest, but seems to be doing okay now. And I just see, you can see all these leaves, they have like different types of variegations and different type of new leaves. And the things with Hoya is every time you get a new leaf on a Hoya, they always look different. So it's a nice surprise. And then moving on to this here, this one is the Hoya Parasitic Black Margin. So this one's also pretty, and you can see some kind of, looks like has abs as well. But I noticed with these new leaves here, they're just kind of like green with speckle to them. You don't really see the looks like it has the abs on the new leaves for some reason. So I don't know if that's just normal. They just like look like more plain leaves with speckle on them, but I don't mind, it still looks really nice. And then here is a Hoya Bertonia, variegated one, and it's really pretty. And I got this from Urban Plant Life. So it's really nice, the variegation of this one. You can see it's really, really pretty. Yeah, and then I got this one on plnts.com as well. And then moving on, here is my original, the Hoya Compacta. So this is just a green one. And you can see, actually just notice here that there's a new leaf grown here. So pretty. I mean, it's also a slow grower, but I noticed with this one, it does, like all this new here is all new growth. So you can see here at the bottom has new leaves coming through as well. Yeah, so I haven't had any blooms on my Hoyas ever, but I don't mind because I just like the plant itself. I'm not really into the Hoya blooms. So this is the original one, and this one was from plante.ie, and I think they have stopped selling plants now, which is really sad. So I'm really glad that I got this plant. And then this one here is a Scindapsus Moonlight. This is the dark form one, which has the dark leaves. It's really nice. And I usually don't buy like any plants that are like, you know, they can tend to get leggy, or they just kind of start growing small leaves. But this one has been doing really well. It is a bit of a slow grower, and I noticed the new leaves are like really small, but I don't really want to push them on a pole or anything, because I like them having them draping down. And this one is also from Plant Circle. And then moving on, here is some Hoyas, which I've just moved all my small plants here now. Yeah, I'll go with this one. This is the Hoya Fertilaca Vergata. So this also from Instagram person that I purchased from. And this one was taking ages to grow. Recently I think I had 6 or 8 leaves on this, and 2 of them died because they had very heavy variegation, so they kind of just drop off, and I actually gave 1 leaf away. And recently this one is a new leaf which has given me, so I'm really excited that eventually push out a new leaf for me. It has lovely variegation, the yellow and the green, because I noticed with the whiter variegation leaves, they tend to don't stay. So this one's also pretty, so I'm glad that it's given me a new leaf. So it must be a slow grower. And then this one here I got off a friend, which she no longer loved. So I was really happy that she gave me this one, because I've been looking for this one. This one is the Hoya Glospa or something it's called. And I've been looking for this plant as well as one on my wish list. So she gave me this one, and this one is a new leaf that grew for her. And it looks, you can see it looks has a bit fuzzy leaf to it. So hasn't done anything yet, so hopefully it will give me new leaves later on. And then this one is Hoya Finlaysonia, So I got this from Facebook Marketplace, and I just love the leaves on this one. I'm not quite sure what type of this one is because there are a few type of Finnisonia, and I think this one is the long leaf one. It could be, I'm not quite sure, but hasn't done anything yet for me. So hopefully it will give me some leaves. And then here, back here is another, this is the Hoya Crespitala one. So this is the splash version. So the splash one is gorgeous, which I've found on Facebook as well. So I didn't realize that they come in so many different forms. This one has more of a smaller leaves for some reason, but the variegation on this one is so pretty. And then back here is the Hoya, what's this one called? I think it's called the Hoya Bella Mini. It's the Hoya Mini Bella Splash. Sorry, I'm still trying to get used to the Hoya names. And this one came as a 3-leaf. You can see all the variegation. And this one here at the front was a new leaf. I was about to give up on this plant as well because it wasn't doing anything, but it has pushed out this new leaf, which has really pretty splashes to it. And then back here is the Hoya Nova Ghost, which also on my wish list, and these are kind of pricey, so I was really happy that I saw a good price there on Facebook Marketplace. And I only came with new leaf, and recently has given me a new leaf here. Push out a new leaf, which I was starting to worry because some of the plants I get, they're not rooted, like they're just like a fresh cutting, or they only have one root. So I've never had good experience with Hoyas that don't have roots. But I'm glad that this one is doing well, that has given me a new leaf. So what I usually do is if I noticed, I usually propagate them in water, and then as soon as I see like 1 or 2 roots, I take them out of the water. I give them some root hormone powder, and then I just plant them in the soil. So that's what I did with this one, and I'm glad that it's given me a new leaf. So it's really pretty. But the ones with like if you just cut a Hoya, like a freshly cutted one, I find those ones to be harder to get roots on. You could be waiting for weeks for that. So I don't have the experience to do that. So on the last shelf here, so this one is the it's the lip lop type of plant, succulent, and I really like this one because it has like different types of it. Has the green, has kind of like a pink one, a brown one. So I picked this one because it has like different type of varieties. So you can see some of them has like even different some of them looks like they have brains, and then some of them looks like just have like kind of dot specks. So there's all different types, and I really like this one. Hopefully this one will do well for me, because at the moment I'm not really having good luck with succulent plants. And then this one is a Hoya Chelsea plant. So I actually saw this in one of the channel Wild Fern. So she posted this plant on her channel, and I fell in love with it, and it took me ages to find this plant. And when I got this, it was like a really big full plant, and some of them didn't do well, and I actually sold some of them as well, and this is what I was left with. And has given me some new leaves. But I just noticed with the leaves, they're not like really big, like these size one, like big size leaves, like they kind of look really small for some reason. I don't know why that is. So, and then here is a Sansa Fairy. So this is a variegated Sansa Fairy, which I got from Asia Succulent. It's my first import. So it took 3 weeks for the whole process to come through. So it was my first import, and I've been wanting like a variegated wellfin. So when I went to their website, I saw they had gorgeous Sansa Fairies. So this is one of them, and it has this kind of like green and yellow variegation, and it's really, really nice. And I have purchased a few of the Sansa Fairies, but some of them didn't do really well because the roots, they come bare root. So like they're not like in a nursery or in soil, so they go through a process, and some of the roots were like very dry, and some of them had root rot. So the other plants didn't make it. So this one is kind of like the only one that is really doing really well for me. And then the one here I have at the back is like a variegated whale fin one. This one is kind of struggling at the moment. It's not doing really well, and the leaf hasn't opened up yet. It still looks like it's curled like a taco. So I have a feeling this one might not make it. So it was my first import, but at least I know the experience with it. And it took 3 weeks, and then it was stuck in custom for ages. And then it just got to a stage where like I do want to order more plants from them because they have lovely plants. So I might do another purchase with them. We'll see anyway. And this one here is and Sansa Fairy. I think this is the Wendy one. So I got this as a cutting from plante.ie. So it started off as 2 leaf, and you can see it's gone really full now. It has given me loads of new leaves. It looks more full, and I just love the variegation of this one, like the green and the yellow. You can see with this type of Sansa Fairy, it's more like really succulent looking, like it's really thick and healthy looking, compared to these ones, like they're very thin. So hopefully that they will, hopefully this one will open more up as well. It has opened up a little, but not fully yet. And then back here I have the booby cactus, which I eventually found one because I've always also wanted one of these as well. So I found this plant circle as well, and I just really like this cactus. It's really pretty. Yeah, so that's all the plants on this shelf. So I'll just move into my corner space here. So this is Euphorbia, and all these new type of leaf things that is coming out on the arms is all new from this summer. So you can see all these new leaves that came out, and then top here you can see kind of a little bit green. So this is the new growth that came through, and you can see it has like a bit of leaves as well. It looks like it has hairs or something. So it's really pretty. So I'm glad that this Euphorbia is doing really, really well for me as well. And then here is another type of Euphorbia. I'm not quite sure what type it is. So this one here, you can see there's a new leaf here beside it, like a new growth grown beside it. And then you can see this pointy end is also new. But this one here, this is what it originally looked like when I bought it. But this one here beside is not really doing much for some reason, but hopefully it will do something for me next summer. Yeah, and then this one is also a new one. So this is called, I think it's called the Cuddly Cactus, which I've been wanting one for a long time, and I actually saw this in my local garden center. So when I saw this, like, I had to buy it, and it was actually a good reasonable price as well for the size of type of cactus. So that's really nice. Yeah, so that's everything on this shelf. So my plan for this shelf is like I want all my like trailing plants like display on this eventually, that they will all grow out, like start trailing. And then all these small plants, like I usually have them by the window as I mentioned, and all these small pots here, they're usually by my window, and they eventually do grow out of their small nursery pots, because I have recently potted this one and this one and this one into a larger size pot, because it has been giving me like new leaves and it's grown a lot. So all these plants that you see here, they eventually will be moved to like a bigger size pot, and hopefully they will start trailing on this shelf. So that's my plan. So this corner shelf here, this corner, I originally wanted like a nice tall plant here, just to fill up the space and also hide the wires, because I just can't find all the wires there. So I did want to put my my Ficus Nikki on this corner, hoping that it will be nice there. But with the leaves being so spread out and big, it just didn't look right. So hopefully in the future I will find a nicer tall plant that would fit in this corner. I think I just need something slim, not too leafy, that will go in this corner. We'll see. And then moving here is just some bonsais that I have here. So I don't know where they will go in the winter season. Maybe on my dining table, we'll see. And then this is my other plant stands. So these are also from IKEA. So this space here is where I had all my small pots of Hoya there in the summer season. That's why they were like giving me nice new growth, because like it's directly on this window here. So like I have really like big windows here, so they do get like really good sunlight. This is where I get all my sunlight here all throughout the day, and then it moves to the kitchen in the evening. So at the moment, this is what I have left here. So later on I will move this away from the window, and we'll see where I display it. So moving on to this first plant here is an Alocasia. So hopefully you can see the lighting is not really great today. I didn't want to film this tour in the when the sun is shining, because it's kind of very blinding. So I just kind of picked this day. So this is the Alocasia Silver Dragon. So I actually got this in Johnstown's Garden Center. So this plant was really okay. I didn't have any problems with this plant compared to the Hoya Crimson Queen, which gave me mealy bugs. So this one is fine. So it's like really nice leaf on this one. So so some of the leaves are a bit like, they don't look really great, but it's the only one that was like very good condition. And then this is the new leaf that pushed out, as you can see. So the new leaves that come out, they look like more of a limey green. You don't really see that silvery to it yet until it's like hardens off and more mature looking. So yeah, this is the Silver Dragon. And then the one here beside it is another Alocasia. So this is the Alocasia Sculptram. And I actually saw this plant from Unplanned Parenthood as well. So when I saw that plant, I was like, I really want one. And I got this in plnts.com, which I found. And I've been struggling with this plant. And originally had, I think it has 6 leaves. So I kind of died down. So this is the only original leaf. Yeah, this is the original leaf. And this is the other original leaf. So this one you can see is like dropping down a bit. So this one's not really doing well, and has pushed out a new leaf. So this is a new one, which has some like, it's a good decent size, but with Unplanned Parenthood, her ones like the leaves are massive. But I'm happy with this size leaf. Like it's not like really small or anything. It's really nice. And then this one here is the Alocasia Dragonscale, and I got this from IKEA. And I was just left with this was originally had 8 leaves, and this is the only original leaf that stayed for me, and then the rest just kind of fell off. So this one is a new leaf. Yeah, this is a new leaf. And then this one's a recently new leaf, which is a really nice big size. It's really pretty. So if you're like an Alocasia fan, I recommend to start off with the Dragonscale, and also the silver one as well. I find them with these two, like they're very easy to take care of compared to the Sculptram, which I'm kind of struggling, but like it's doing okay. I did have a more Alocasia. I had the Alocasia Sandy, I think it's called. That one's also my another wishlist Alocasia. Unfortunately, that one just kind of passed away. And also had the Alocasia Sinatra one, which is like the Dragonscale, but it's like smaller leaves. So that one didn't do well. And I find with Alocasias, they're kind of like a thirsty plant, so you kind of really need to get on top of their watering as well, because if you underwater it and you overwater it, they don't like it as well. You kind of like, so I find with the watering it's very hard to get right, because if you sometimes you can get these like yellow tips or the yellow going around the leaves if you're not watering them properly. That's what happened with my Dragonscale, so that's why they all kind of dying off. But now I kind of think I have the watering right. I mean, touch wood that they will stay for me, these plants. But this one, the Alocasia Dragonscale, is my first time having an Alocasia that long. Like I have this about nearly a year now, so it's the longest I had with the Alocasia. I did have the Alocasia Pink Princess as well, and that one kind of just passed away. It wasn't in a good condition as well when I got it, so that one is gone. So hopefully these plants will stay, but if they do not do well, I'm not going to purchase them again, because as I mentioned, they're not super cheap. I mean, the Sculptram is an expensive one, and the Alocasia Asandi one, that one's an expensive one, and also the Sinatra one is also an expensive plant. So usually I purchase them once, and if they don't do well, I won't purchase them again unless like they're at a reasonable price and I really like the plant. So I'm moving on to this Hoya here. So this is the Hoya Chelsea. So this is also on my another wishlist plant, and I got this from the same person on Instagram. So it has a kind of like this heart shape as well. So this is a new leaf, but I don't know why it looks deformed when it came out. So then I can see here there's another new leaf coming. So when the new leaves come out, they look like kind of like a reddish burgundy color, and then they turn green after that. So even these two leaves here are like new leaves. I apologize if the lighting is not great. And then this one here is the Hoya Vergata. So this is the Vergata one, the variegated one. So this one I think I got as a 2-leaf, and I wasn't doing anything for ages. And then this one is a new leaf, which is grew massive, but it looks a bit deformed as well for some reason, and it has kind of like some splashes to it. And then here at the back here, that was a new leaf, and this is a new leaf, which looks more like a heart shape, more variegated one. So that one looks nice. Yeah, usually with my Hoyas, if they don't do much, I use the orchid mist, and that usually like gives you new growth. And also with my Hoyas, I fertilize them with orchid fertilizer as well. So I noticed that with that, they do give you new growth, but I wouldn't recommend to use them when you're getting new leaves, because I noticed that when I spray with orchid mist when new leaves are coming, they tend to drop off because they're not like stable yet. So which I've learned. And then moving on here, this is another stand I got in IKEA, and then I can't remember the name of these plants, which I just I usually post all my plants on Instagram, so if you're following me on Instagram, you will get all the names here. And this is the white frost one, which I didn't realize that it comes in this form as well. You can see the leaves are like really white, like snowy white, and you can see a bit of green to it. So it's really pretty. So I got this in plant circle. So this is only like a really small size one. And the one beside it is the first one I got in on plnts.com, and I actually saw this plant from on Planned Parenthood. So when I saw this, I fell in love with it. And yeah, so I was excited when they had it on plnts.com, and I didn't realize that they have like 2 types of variegations of this plant, like a snow white one and then the green one. I do like the green one more. For some reason, I can see the green and you can see the like the white veining. I think that's more pretty, but I also like the snow white form. And what I realized with these plants, that they are like thirsty plant, and they will let you know if they need watering. Like the leaves starts to droop down and the leaves are like very thin, so I do try to keep like on top of the watering. So as you can see, it does looks a bit droopy, starting to get droopy and soft, so I think I need to water with this one. So this is what they're supposed to look like, really perky, and the leaves are hard as well. So that's like when you know it's okay. So once they start like looking like this, you need to water. So I will water this plant after I film this video. So that's one of the things with the watering, like the thirsty plant. I think I need to water them at least like once a week, maybe sometime twice a week, depends on the season. And with the Alocasia as well, with Alocasia and this plant, these are the 2 plants which I need to get the watering, which I water more. And then this one here is a Peperomia, which I actually saw in Good Growing. I think that's her channel, Emma. So I saw this and I fell in love with it. So it's a type of Peperomia, which I didn't realize that like there's this type. And I'm usually like don't do really well with Peperomias. My Peperom raindrop, unfortunately that one like kind of passed away, and I really love that plant because it has that gorgeous heart shaped leaf. So I might give another go next summer, we'll see, because I really like that plant. And also my Peperonia Hope, which is also another one which I loved, and that didn't do well. So hopefully this one will stay for me. And I noticed with these leaves, like they're very like succulent like, so I think you would treat this plant more like a succulent, the watering schedule. So yeah, I just really love this plant. It's so pretty, the leaves. I mean, look at the size of this leaf. It's so pretty. You can see the white and the green. It's just so gorgeous. So usually when I see plants on some of the channels that I follow, that I fall in love with, and then hopefully one day I'll be able to purchase it and that they will grow well for me. So here is another plant here. So this is the Raven CC. So this is the black one, and it hasn't really done much this summer. Originally when I got this plant, it did have some green leaf stems. So they start off with the green, the new growth, and then eventually they turn black. So this plant is actually full black now. So all the green is gone from it. It's the only thing I noticed. So I think with these plants, they can get very dusty. So I usually like wipe down my leaves every time I do watering, or I do them once a week, it depends, because you can get some dust on these like large leaves, like especially my ficus plant. Those ones I usually like wipe down once a week, because with the larger leaves you notice the dust on them. But I usually do them when I'm watering as well. So that's all the plant here. And then moving here is just another bonsai. So this is called the pepper spot one, and I liked this one because it has the kind of these little tiny leaves. It just looks so pretty. And then I just want to show you on this shelf here, which I have on here because they're all like low light. So this one is the Sansa Fairy, I think it's called the Silver Flame. So this is actually like a baby one. So the mother plant actually sold it, and this is the pup that pushed out and has like grown really big now. So I'm really glad this one is doing well. I can see all the variegations here at the side. It's so pretty. So it has grown like really big for me this summer. And then here is just the normal Sansa Farewell fin, which I really like, and I've been wanting one of this as well. So this is just the normal one, and I got in Plant Circle, and I noticed there last week it's giving me a new pup. So pretty. You can see the variegation on this one, and then on the top here it has kind of like a pink singe to it. The variegation one is really pretty, and I think later on when they grow mature, they just pure green and you don't really see the specks on them that much. So it's really pretty. And then moving here is just like an air plant. So it's my first one, and I really like this one because you can see this, like, it looks very fuzzy looking. So with these air plants, you don't really need much on them. You just kind of mist them now and again, and then once it's dry you can just pop them where you want to. So I like this one, and there's another air plant that I like that looks like more like a flower form, so I might get that one later on. That one's more pricey, and I actually got this one in a garden center. And then moving here is another Sansa Fairy one. It's a baby one which I saw in IKEA. I can see behind here is giving me a new leaf, which I'm excited about. So it's another like a pretty tiny one. It's really cute. And then here's another CCplank. So this one is the CC Sensi, the compact version, which I really like, and has these kind of like thick trunks as well. So with CCplank you don't really need to water them that much, maybe like once every 2 or 3 weeks, because they don't really need that much watering. And then here is the Skim Sapsis. This is another one. So this is the Moonlight Trivia one, which has the silvery leaves, and this is the original leaf. I have given some of the cotton away for this one, and I was just left with this big leaf. And all this new leaf here, they're not really that big for some reason. I just don't want to put this on a pole either. I do want all the leaves to be this size shape, but we'll see. It would be nice to have training down as well, because I like my plants like training down. And then just corner here is just one of the Jade Plant, and this is all I have left with. So unfortunately all my my Jade plants are all passed away from overwatering or dehydrated. I just can't get the watering right on my succulent plant. This is all I have left. So I'm really sad because I had the golden one, and I really like that one because I had the sun stressed, you know, the redness through it. So hopefully I find another one that looks like that. Yeah, so that's all the plant I have here, which I put here on all the ones that don't really need that much light. Yeah, so that's all the plants I have left on my collection. So the plants that you don't see anymore, they actually passed away or I've given them away. The ones that I had was the Dracaena ones, which they're like the tree size one, which you might notice that one's gone. So with the Dracaena, I noticed that they just over my first winter, it just kind of it gave me pest, so I just kind of got rid of it. And then I purchased another one. It happened the same thing. So I found with Dracaenas, they just don't do well. So that's all the plant. So the reason that I haven't uploaded a video for a long time is because I was renovating my balcony this summer. Yeah, so I was doing up the balcony this summer, so that's why I had a busy summer month. So I just had so all the wood I had at the bottom of this was all rotted, so we had to take the top part off this, and then we just did new wood at the bottom of this flooring. So it's the first summer that we were able to use our balcony, and all this furniture I bought in IKEA. So I haven't got cushions from them yet because they were sold out, so hopefully later on I will purchase some cushions. Yeah, and then also repainted the walls as well. So this is all like new painting, and then also painted the flooring of this balcony as well. So that's what we've been working on this summer. And then also purchased these plant boxes in IKEA, which I wanted to put some outdoor plants. So I wanted to find plants that would last like 12 months, like they're not like gonna die off and grow again. So I wanted plants that would stay all year round. So I was told like evergreen plants, they tend to stay, you know, like really well. So these are some evergreens. So this is I don't know the names of them, but this is 2 types. So I just wanted to like fill it in this box, and hopefully later on it will grow taller for me. And then also have these gorgeous ones, I don't know the name of, but it just has these like gorgeous variegations to them, so pretty. And I didn't realize that they have like so many different varieties, because the first one I purchased was this green one, and it just reminds me of the like it looks like the Hoya Lisa. It reminds me of that. And then I got this one because it has really gorgeous leaves. And then this is the third one as well. So this one looks more like an autumn colored one, so it's really pretty. And then I have this Golem Jade here that I purchased in Urban Garden Center. So I have this outside because they do grow well outside. So this one is just a green one. Sorry about the background noise. So this one doesn't have the sun stress compared to the one that I had inside before, which I really missed. Hopefully I find another one. This is the Peperomia Hope, which wasn't doing well inside, so I just popped it outside. And if it dies, it dies, because I just given up on this plant, even though I really like it. And then this is another succulent plant as well. I don't know what type, but I just fell in love with the variegation on this one. I originally had this inside, but I was losing the variegation, so I think they need a lot of sun. So I just popped it outside. And then I don't know what this one is called. I'm really like, I don't know any of the outdoor plants names, because I'm not really familiar with outdoor plants, but I just wanted some on my balcony. So I really like this one, and they do change their leaves. I was told that in the autumn season, I think they changed to this kind of like tingy color. So it's really nice. Yeah, so that's all my plants I have in the balcony this year, which I wanted to start off. And hopefully in the next summer I'm gonna put some plants up here as well. I might start growing some succulents or other plant types. And then also on this wall here, like I might have some plants growing here as well. We'll see how we get on with this first winter of my plants outside. But I was told these plants, they last all year round, which I'm looking for. And yeah, so I actually bought some of these lights as well, which they charge with the sun, and they look really nice at night time when they light up as well. So yeah, this is the first summer we've been able to enjoy the balcony after redoing it. that's my balcony. And I think I've shown everything, all the plants in my home. So this is all I have left of my plants. Yep, that's everything. So I'm gonna end the video here. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I apologize that like if the sounding is not great and I don't know the names of all the plants, and also hopefully my phone wasn't really shaky. I'm still looking for a tripod because I'm filming everything on my phone, so I need a steady hand. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I don't know if I will upload anything else later on, because we are coming into the colder season, and also we don't have that much sunlight throughout the day. Also, like as I mentioned, I only do this as a hobby because I also work full-time, so I don't really get a chance to upload things on a regular basis. So I'm just doing this as like a hobby, things which I want to enjoy filming. Yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I want to say thank you for all the new subscribers on my channel as well. Thanks for following me, and hopefully I will get more people view my channel. I do really hope to get up to 500,000 maybe one day, and then maybe I get to share more about me as well. I might do some, like maybe in the future next year, do some unboxing videos and things like that, more exciting videos, maybe do like a Q&A, so where you get to know me more. So hopefully I'll do that in the future. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel, or even watch my I do appreciate that you watch my channel as well, for those that aren't subscribed. So I'm going to end my video here, and hope to see you guys very soon. Take care, and bye.